Our big warm-up commences today near normal temperatures, way above normal temperatures heading into next week, and they're sticking around for a while. We also have a couple of minor weekend rain chances, and we're taking a look at the effects of all of this on rising river level. It was a cold morning. This is probably the last one though. Sub-zero for several spots in northern Minnesota, 4 below in Embarrass, Crane Lake, International Falls was 3 below zero. And this is later than average, even for those spots that are, of course, much colder than the rest of the state typically. On average, the last sub-zero night in Embarrass, March 26th for International Falls, March 17th. And our last hard freeze on average, different threshold barrier here further south, April 11th for the Twin Cities, which is right about coming up here in the next several days. So this is probably our last hard freeze night also in southern Minnesota. So things are going to rapidly turn around. We're going to be near 50 this afternoon, still in the 30s in northern Minnesota, but a huge shift in our upper level pattern. Biggest change we've seen since February here. An anomalous ridge develops for a change rather than one storm after another keeping cold in place. And that means right through next week, above normal temperatures, a huge swing from what we've been seeing here for really the last 6 weeks, but especially, of course, the last couple of days. These are forecast temperature anomalies. They're going to be more than 20 degrees above normal most of next week here. We do see some cooler weather probably by next weekend into the following week. Of course, you know it's not just going to be summer and stay there. We've all been through this rodeo before. But regardless, this is that marked shift finally leaving really winter, that winter pattern. Low 60s tomorrow, 40s still to the north, but as we head into Sunday, strong south winds will push that warmer air farther north, even with the deep snowpack in northern Minnesota. Should see 50s and even some 60s up there, well into the 60s here and 70s by Tuesday. Could even see 80 on Wednesday. It'll be very close, but regardless, looks pretty warm. This is the American model, does think we'll get to that 80-degree reading. You compare Wednesday, what's coming, to the high temperatures yesterday. This is a 40 to 50-degree swing in the actual high temperatures, and a big swing in those temperature anomalies. It was 10 to 25 degrees below normal across the state yesterday, but by Wednesday, we're talking about temperatures going to be 20 to 25 degrees above normal. So literally one extreme to the next. We're going to go from average mid-March temperatures to average mid-June temperatures. Think about that for a second. A couple of showers tonight. This is the warm front lifting north. Pretty minor, and it will be mainly an overnight chance. We're back into sunshine tomorrow. And then a weak trough moves through on Sunday. This is going to touch off maybe a couple of midday showers. Again, it looks pretty minor. I think the models are kind of overdoing it here, but some isolated showers on Sunday if you're going to be out and about, and of course a lot of people are going to want to be with temperatures in the low 60s again. Reminder though, just how much water is stored in our snowpack. Several inches of water across central and northern Minnesota in that icy snowpack, and this kind of worst case scenario is going to play out here. We're going to see this rapid melt, which was inevitable if we kept pushing this off here into April. And this is looking at the Mississippi River in St. Paul. Still looking at a likelihood of moderate flooding. That's this category here, but there's still a chance of getting to that major flood stage. Looks like the peak is going to be the next week or two. Specifically, one of the places in the metro that it's going to experience some of the worst flooding, the St. Croix River at Stillwater, going up more than 4 feet here over the next 7 days, getting closer to flood stage by the end of next week, which is 89 feet. This forecast is 87 feet by midweek next week. And of course, the Red River is one that floods frequently, but even this year, multiple times more likely that they'll see major flooding, and a little bit more of a delayed peak here, probably somewhere between the 10th and 24th of April. High probability of major flooding along the Red River too. So near 50 for the Twin Cities today, some overnight showers, nice looking weekend, nearly 10 degrees above normal. A couple of showers again late Sunday. Mostly dry next week and warm 70s, and yes, maybe even our first 80, which would come earlier than normal, believe it or not.